This reading had to be done at a very particular frequency, a very particular energy, one of where you want to stay on the couch or want to stay in bed, but you get up anyway. Where you want to be doing things, or that there are things that you desire to do and you even have the drive to do them, but you don't have the movement of getting up off the couch, or there's this draw to stay there and not move forward. It's definitely an energy of overcoming. And I was called to all of these decks for your reading, so that will be quite interesting. So for this, I'm actually just going to dig right in. We're going to take one from each of these tarot decks. I will read from the book, but I'll also be doing this intuitively. Spirit, what do you have for this person for the highest good, for their highest timeline? What do they need to know most right now? No reverses on these, please, on this deck. Upright only. Sometimes you just need to take a breath. Connect. And ask. Ask for Spirit to come through and help you. Spirit, come through and help with this reading. Come through and help with this individual for their highest good with nothing nefarious attached. Please always respect their free will choices and the boundaries that they set. The Wheel of Fortune. So we're not taking it in reverse. We're only taking it in the upright position. But the Wheel of Fortune is one that's always turning. Your life is always woven, very detailed. There's a spider in the center of this one. So everything is incredibly detailed. And even those moments when you maybe don't feel like you have just the right motivation, or you feel like you're procrastinating, or you feel like you could have tried harder in something, it's in those moments where it may do you well to pause and be in the stillness and ask either for help and or if things are still being woven. There are some things that maybe you're giving yourself some pressure. Could even be as deep as shame or guilt, potentially. I don't have that in front of me right now, and I'm not being given that yet. But there may be some pressure that you are allowing to fall on you unnecessarily. Because Spirit knows our bodies, knows our minds, knows how we were programmed, knows exactly how we're going to operate and the different paths that we potentially could take. Not everything is predetermined exactly, but it is a game of probability and statistics. The likelihood of you making a particular choice on a given day is pretty predictable. Our behaviors are pretty predictable, but sometimes they can be erratic. Sometimes they can be abnormal and go in a different direction. And that can be for the good or the bad. That's the Wheel of Fortune. That's good, bad. I use that lightly. But something that could be more beneficial to you and get you closer to where you want to be as a soul or even as a human. Or it could get you a little further away, where maybe more healing needs to happen, more lessons need to happen. But when we go into a silence and we listen, when we're pressuring ourselves with something, sometimes it's helpful to ask, am I meant to be resting right now? Or is this me pushing something off, self-sabotaging in some way? And if it is that, may I please have some assistance in helping me move past that type of thing, to clear something. I had a notification drop down to clear something away for you, to move an obstacle out of the way. I was called to the Good Tarot. It's only good messages in this tarot deck. But the Wheel of Fortune being an upright also reminds me of good fortune. So good tarot, good fortune. Things are moving in a good direction for you. King of Fire. So that would be also like the King of Wands. Powerful action. Someone who is able to utilize their energy wisely to not only lead themselves as a good leader, but lead others also. Someone who has mastered their ability to bring things forward. You have this energy in you. And when you put your mind to something and your heart to something, you are able to follow through on it. So sometimes the question is, when I have chills on my back with this, sometimes the question is, they're going all the way down my back. Sometimes the question is, are you putting yourself in the right direction when it comes to where you're spending your time? Are you passionate about the work that you're doing, about the activities that you're doing, about the things that you want to move forward? Or is some of it society pressured? Is some of it that you started something and you feel like you have to finish it? There are plenty of artists that scrap paintings all the time. They decide they don't want to finish a canvas, and so they put it off to the side or get rid of it completely. Just because you start something doesn't mean you have to finish it. And there may be something that needs to be released there around finishing things. There's like this theory, I think it's called the sunk cost theory, that sometimes we stay on a project with a person, in a relationship, in a job, in a field, in a career, because we've put so much into it already. When really it's normal and natural to move and shift and change and try new things. It's track season right now for a lot of kids around the world, and in the first couple of weeks when kids are starting out with track, they get to try a lot of different events, and they don't have to commit right away, and in some cases they don't have to commit at all. It's wise to commit to something so that you can make progress and practice in those few things and have a focus. But sometimes they're doing 3 or 4 different things. And that feels symbolic right now in this. I just got back from watching one of my kids do track. And it was the first time that I decided to go to practice right before feeling like I needed to sit down for your reading. So the guidance in that is maybe reassess where, like, are you passionate about these places? There's a heart here on this card, because it really is, the actions are most successful when there is heart behind it. Perhaps Thoth, however you say it. There's many people that say it different ways. Perhaps they're significant to you, or that's something for you to look into. This is an Aleister Crowley deck. He was quite the spiritualist as well. Dabbled in some dark and light. I'm going to pull it to my heart if it's upside down. Set your boundaries. Set your intentions. What are your intentions? Happiness. Happiness. The Nine of Cups. Contentment. Fulfillment. Both of these cards have the symbol for tin and Jupiter on them, so that may be important as well. I did hear like abundance before I started this reading, so the symbol for tin on this one, and then here at the top for this one as well, kind of hidden up there. Zeus energy may be significant to you. Yeah, this is a focus of your happiness. Your good fortune comes when you are happy with what actions you're taking and you've been very intentional about them. That's where your best leadership comes from, both in the work that you do with other people, but also leadership with yourself. All of a sudden I have these arranged in the opposite way that I pulled them. Okay, what do you have from this tarot deck, please? The Druid Craft Tarot deck. The Sun in reverse. The great thing about the Sun, so here's what I get with the Sun in reverse. You're not happy with every part of your life. You're not fulfilled. There's something that you are applying the sunken cost theory to, where you're actually not happy, but you've been there so long. You've been doing whatever it is or with whatever it is for so long that you are kind of in this clouded area. You know what else I cleaned today, or what else I did today? I cleaned my windows. Not all of them, just got started. I felt called, drawn, inspired to clean my screen door window. Maybe it's spring cleaning energy. I'm not sure. But then I was so tickled with how beautiful that window was once I got started that I did the next one and the next one. And I didn't burn myself out. I didn't decide to do all the windows in the whole house because I had so many other things that I desired to do. And so I chipped away at it. So there may be a calling also for you to just start on some things that you've been desiring to do, some things that bring you joy, bring you happiness. Now, does cleaning my windows bring me joy? Not the actual part of cleaning them, and this is important for your message, not the actual actions of cleaning them, but that's good leadership, because then when I sit on the couch that we talked about at the beginning of this, being on the couch, I can enjoy the view out of the window more. I'm also hearing clearing, cleaning your energy. Maybe some energy practices, cleansing practices. But the Sun is never a bad card, even in reverse. That's the thing. Because if you have this Sun energy, which you do, see that Sun behind there? When you have this Sun energy, even when you have all sorts of branches and trees clouding the sun still finds a way to shine through, still finds a way to brighten the sky, even when it's cloudy. It still creates daylight, even when the clouds are there, right? So start implementing more things that bring you joy, even if it's not immediate joy, even if it's something that you know incrementally, one choice at a time will bring you more and more and more joy, more and more fulfillment, more and more peace, contentment, that kind of energy. Okay, where did I put? I have a book here, a book here. This book is here because we're going to read these as well. Okay, that's actually what I'm going to do next, because then we have these two oracle decks. Yeah, they're oracles. So this one, self-explanatory. This one, I don't really read. I generally don't read from this book. I just never feel really called to it. Not never, but definitely not today. King of Fire. Spiritual influencer. Creative, inspired leadership. I barely use this deck. Like, spiriting right now. I definitely don't know this deck well. When I am aligned with spirit, I am a powerful leader who inspires others. My mastery benefits others as I teach them directly at times and indirectly at others, modeling what they might aspire to. How can I be confident in my own abilities and vision without becoming rigid or closed off to new ideas? I also want to thank you for purchasing this reading. This is for a specific person, but if it has resonated with somebody else thus far, excellent. Your guides brought you here, but this is for someone with the first name that starts with an E. So thank you for purchasing this and investing in yourself with guidance. You have all of that within you, but once in a while, it's really nice to have the synchronicity and have the confirmations from someone that you know has good, clean, clear energy that takes protection seriously. Someone that you feel aligned with when you see them on the screen, and you just feel called to it because you can tell that there's truth there. So just know that everything that I share with you, you absolutely have the power to reach yourself. And if you struggle with that and you want to learn more about that, my website has places that you can book, and I would love to spend time with you, helping you open up that. But sometimes people are not called to dive incredibly, obsessively deep. I consider, like, I live and breathe this stuff, right? Not everyone is called to that level of depth, and sometimes all that they need is something like this to get them feeling, thinking, connecting with themselves a little bit more. And they don't need the whole spirit guide, channeled message, intuition, like external intuition, like being expressed outward. Sometimes it's just trusting yourself, and that's okay. That is okay. The Wheel of Fortune stands for life cycles, luck, karma, destiny, turning points, adaptation, stability amid movement and change. It literally says Jupiter on there. I love that so much. So it is Jupiter. So we had Jupiter and Jupiter. I wasn't sure if it was standing for 10 or for Jupiter with these decks. But 10 may be important as well. Element is fire. Nice. We have 3 cards with fire: the Sun, the King of Fire, and the Wheel of Fortune, and then 1 water. Symbols are rainbows, canopy, twisted branches, web, spider, cocooned insects, missing threads, river, and glowing eyes. A jungle spider sits at the center of its web, which is shaped like a human heart. Oh, like a little heart right there. I love it. That's neat. It's shaped like a human heart. A rainbow peeks through the canopy, suggesting good luck and positive change. But the surrounding wilderness is both beautiful and deadly. Silk circles represent the cyclical nature of life. What has happened once will happen again. In places, the web is torn, representing hardship. In other places, the spider has stored food, representing bounty. The web hangs precariously between branches over a rushing river, while the predator's watchful eyes glow from shore. Change is constant. Sometimes you are the spider, sometimes the prey. The surest way forward is to surrender to these natural cycles and trust that the sun will shine again. Oh my gosh, I love that. Trust that the sun will shine again. If it's cloudy, like trust that the day is going to turn over, trust that the cycles happen. Action. Each day this week, make one decision that deviates from your normal existence. It can be as simple as taking a different route to work in the morning. What do you notice? How do you feel? Change can be scary, but it can also open us up to new opportunities and insight. I love that. Okay, then we have the sun in reverse. And on this one, oh my gosh, it says lack of clarity, and I cleaned the windows. It says lack of clarity, vanity, arrogance, failure, or disappointment. You know, I felt this word failure coming in, and I was talking to someone about how I might have been on like a live stream. I'm not really sure. I was on some type of video chat, maybe with a friend. And I was talking about how I went to school for one thing, and then I went and worked as a volunteer in that place and was like, nope, don't want to do that, back to the drawing board. And that I'd gone to school for something else before that and got mostly through it and went, nope, don't want to do that, that's not for me. And then I got my dream job, and then it was like, nope, that's actually not my dream job, back to the drawing board. And then it landed me here. And even while I'm here, I know that I'm supposed to be doing more, not more in pressure, but more in evolving more. And so I applied for grad school and, you know, waiting to hear back on that first one before I put my name in for anything else, just trusting the process. But the point here is that sometimes we have to walk a lot of the way through something, sink some cost into it to finally figure out that's not what we want. And we have to be brave enough, or hopefully we're brave enough, to realize that that's not what we desire. That's not what is bringing us contentment, happiness, and that we can make an inspired action to move on so that we can have a different opportunity come forward. This really feels like a strong message for you. Be brave. You are brave. Act. Move forward bravely. There's nothing to fear in it. There's just beautiful opportunity and growth. Yes, there'll be some pain. The wheel of fortune is always turning, pain and pleasure in equal measure in this life. But to the extent that it is painful, what extent it is painful really depends. I mean, if you stay in something that you're unhappy in, that's a lot of pain to bear. Whereas when you move on, yeah, there might be pain in moving on, but then there's freedom, there's exploration, there's newness, there's building new foundations. And not always is new better, okay? There's value in things that you're passionate about and sticking with those things. So this also says the reverse meaning can mean being dazzled by our own charm or abilities. The lucidity and the clarity that the sun should bring can be obscured. You may find yourself failing not through lack of ability, but through an over-concern with yourself or your appearance. Your success may be delayed, but in due course you will succeed. So that last part really feels like it's emphasized. that it's okay to shift. It's okay to fail, because that helps through our failures or through our tries, and maybe it doesn't turn out the way that we wanted it to. I don't really think that that's failure. I think that's life. But through that, we can often find exactly where we're meant to be. I love being exactly where I'm meant to be. I've lived, the last 4.5 years have been some of the greatest years of my life, doing things that I feel passionate about, that I feel aligned with, that feels absolutely correct in my life. All right, what do we have here? Just one card, please. It's Healing the Divine Masculine, Osiris Rises. That makes sense with our King of Fire card here. Look at how those colors are very matching. The Divine Masculine is one that is a doer, action forward, that inspired leadership, right? So there may be some wounded masculine energy showing up inside of you and also in your life. You may have some wounded masculine energy in some of the things that are around you: job, friendships, partnership, family, people that you run into. You may be seeing this on the external. And when we start to heal our internal, and maybe even start setting boundaries with some of that external and enforcing those boundaries and being okay with walking away from some of these things, and actually walking away from some of these things when those boundaries are crossed. We don't need to repeat our boundaries, okay? Like, it's unnecessary to repeat a boundary. You just enforce the boundary and you remove yourself from the place. That's our job to do that, to remove ourselves. Okay. Healing Divine Masculine. This says the Divine Masculine within men and women is the energy that allows for protection, discernment, healing, and a sense of deep safety and holding, even through the most uncomfortable circumstances of life. When the masculine within us is healthy and strong, we have an inner strength that holds ourselves safe through anything. Your inner masculine is going through healing right now, growing stronger in his ability to offer you inner protection and stability so that your inner feminine can blossom with creative expression. The inner masculine and inner feminine need each other. When they're in good inner relationship with us, we feel like healthy, whole human beings. We are able to live as ourselves in the world in a relatively peaceful, creative, and enjoyable way. When there is damage to the inner masculine, there's difficulty in standing up for our truths, in knowing what our truths and values are, and in knowing how to protect them without feeling as though we have to fight constantly just to be allowed to be ourselves. We might also feel that unless others see things as we do, we have no power, and then have to fight to dominate others, manipulating them to our point of view. The inner masculine part of us often needs healing so that he can fulfill his divine purpose of inner strength, protection, and honoring the self in all of its uniqueness so that we can live as free, strong individuals that know who they are and are happy to just love and be that person and allow others to do the same. This will happen at any time he is asked to hold even more consciousness, to hold permission and strength to be even more the unique self. The masculine and feminine within us need to be in balance with each other. There is no point having a powerful feminine with unique values and strong creative force without an equally strong masculine energy that is able to act upon those unique values no matter what others think, and take action to allow the creative force of the inner feminine to flow into form in the physical world. When your inner feminine is growing and desires to express her uniqueness in the world more boldly than ever before, the inner masculine needs to grow in self-belief, self-worth, self-confidence, so that he may take action to allow the blossoming feminine to truly be in the world while feeling secure and safe. This oracle indicates your feminine self is blooming and your masculine needs to be able to protect and honor her. Sometimes, just as Isis looked for Osiris to help put him back together when he was torn apart by hatred, fear, and jealousy of his dark brother Set, our feminine needs to help the masculine heal, so he in turn can help her. The oracle guides you to realize that your inner masculine could benefit from some restoration and healing after being ravaged by expectations that in order to be acceptable, he should never feel anything, and that he should always be dominant, and that only the most violent and aggressive alpha masculine behaviors are to be respected. If you are already working on this aspect of your own healing, you are encouraged by this oracle that it is working and to stay with your process. You are encouraged to empower your masculine energy, seeing it as tender, protective, containing, strong, and aware. You are also encouraged to continually choose to let go of behaviors that cast the masculine as perpetrator or as dominating. My right ear's ringing, this is really important for you. Use your inner feminine courage, trust, and determination to avoid castrating the masculine by considering it weak, useless, or unnecessary. For healing to happen for both masculine and feminine, we must be prepared to let go of feelings of victimization, domination, disappointment, and dissatisfaction, and do the sometimes challenging inner work of learning to relate to masculine and feminine energy with a completely different approach. Powerful card. That was quite the zing there at the end. So that may be something that you need to hear a couple of times. You may want to rewind and listen to that piece again. And we're going to finalize this reading, hopefully with some encouragement. Giraffes have come up quite a bit. So encouragement to continue moving forward. Thank you so much again for your purchase. And if you would like to do a one-on-one session with me, you can book with me at pagehook.com. Also, please follow me over on Substack. If you haven't downloaded Substack yet, it's a great app. I do have like a subscriber chat over there. And I do a little bit different content over there. My friend Elizabeth and I have started the Golden Phoenix Collective there as well. I'm just Page Hook over there at Page Hook. We have Education in Reverse coming out here. Card number 35. Life is filled with lessons. Be teachable. I'm going to hold it upright because I think that the picture's prettier upright. Stubbornness and the desire to know it all and be right no matter what will not get you what you want. Or it could be that you're afraid to be seen as someone who knows less than you're supposed to. Could you be flying through life by the seat of your pants, hoping no one will notice you're skimming the surface of things? Life is filled with lessons, some bitter, some sweet. A strident lust for certainty will never bring you the wisdom you seek. I'm hearing be comfortable with the uncertain. 3333 on the timer when I said that. Pretending to know more than you do won't make you wise. Be assured that not knowing is a magical place to be. It's where a lot of things can move in when you don't know. And there's so many things that we don't know that we don't know. There's many things that we know we don't know, right? But there's a lot of things that we don't know that we don't know. And there's a lot of things we think we know. Be assured that not knowing is a magical place to be. All manner of mysteries are revealed. Be open. It is okay not to know. Life is filled with lessons. Be teachable. I hope that this finds you well. I hope that you move forward beautifully in your journey. Thank you again for purchasing this reading. And if I don't see you, I wish you well.